Hey guys, Cindy over paper.old.new. Thanks for coming in and spending some time with me today. God bless you for being here and listening to me ramble about random things. We're working on our revisits to the 100 Days Challenge I did last year. It's 81 through 90 is where we are. So we are going to get started with that. I think we'll have a few where we go and try and remake because either I really like them or I don't have one in my stash anymore because I broke it down, in which case I'll show you how it's made so that you see what it is and then whatever. So I'm going to start with day 81. Day 81 is window book page pockets. So this was a lot of fun. I think what you do is basically glue two book page. You know how we make fold up book page pockets where you glue two book pages together? One's upside down and one's right side up. So that when you flip this up, the writing is right side up. And what you see in the window. Because there's a window there, this is really important for this one. So, especially if you have thin book pages you're going to be gluing together, because when you flip this up, you don't want this writing to be upside down, and you don't want the writing in there to be upside down. So, you glue your book pages together, one right side up, and then back to back with one that's upside down. And you just cut a shape. Now she has a big square punch, and she did a square next to a square and made like a rectangular window, kind of like this, which I cut around a card. I cut around a hotel key card, credit card, gift card, that kind of thing. I just cut around the sides of it. And that's how I got my rectangle. I don't have a square punch that big. Oh, look, my acetate's coming off. Then you just glue acetate to the back of it. Now I put tape on mine just because I don't want anything catching and pulling the acetate off, because I glued this down and it's coming up. So you can see the acetate doesn't necessarily hold very well in the glue. And that's right up to the edge, so there's not really a way for me to tape that. But anyway, sorry, that's neither here nor there. I have several here. I cut these with, I was a scrapbooker. I like to say I still am, but I haven't worked on a scrapbook in years. So I have Creative Memory shape cutters. I don't know if any of you guys who used to be scrapbookers have these. They're really nice for cutting out all kinds of different shapes. I've got that rounded diamond. Here's a rounded square on some dictionary page. And here's another rounded diamond. I haven't put acetate in these or, gone any further in making them. But the decorated one, I think I've used it. I know, guys, I never use them. I think I used it. So this was window pockets. I would mass make these. I like things made out of book page because I think book page is a really cool background that fits almost any aesthetic, but especially like your shabby chic, vintage, that sort of thing. I think it goes really well as a background. I mean, it's neutral. The words technically don't matter. Obviously, you don't want anything offensive or vulgar or whatever being visible, but yeah, I like book page pockets. So I would sit and mass make these because Lord only knows I have stacks of book page. So, so book page pockets. Okay, now day 82. Day 82 is, I have it down as an as need. Oh, I remember what these are. Okay. So this is an envelope. Go back to my day 82 to see how these are made. I don't mind these. There's a pocket in the front. You cut the top open for a pocket in the top. As you can see, that's a security envelope. I mean, I didn't do anything to the inside of it. And you basically cut the end open, and then you take the bottom of the envelope, fold it into a triangle, and then fold it up. And you see it leaves a lip. So if you go watch my video, I address the folding around to make this a nice clean edge. And I also address covering this part that's sticking, that's still white here. And then I created these to go in my pockets, because triangle pockets to me are, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to call them useless space, because obviously you can tuck stuff in there, but I just find them difficult to tuck things in, because usually the things I'm tucking in there are straight. So once it hits there, it won't go any further if it's that wide. So I don't know. So I made these, and basically all I did was take a square of paper that was the same size as this triangle and fold it on the diagonal and put a tab on it, and then it slides right in there. And it's a little piece of secret journaling. So I would make these as needed. This is not something that I would sit down and mass make with my envelopes, although I have a ton of envelopes. So I will say this, if I was looking for something to do with my long junk mail envelopes, I do like this project. So envelopes. Okay. The next one, chipboard embellishments. Okay, I have these kind of scattered in here. You can do this with all kinds of chipboard. We use chipboard to make spines and bookboard and all that kind of stuff. So you usually have cut-off scraps, right? I did find that some of the more, some of this is from, like when I go to a thrift store or a flea market and I buy trims or laces or stuff like that. Sometimes they've got it wrapped around a piece of really stiff board. That's where some of these came from. So anything where you've got a nice thick piece of cardboard. See, and it's sturdy. It's not, it doesn't fold easy. Like I would have to force it to fold it. It doesn't. And these ones I treated with Distress Oxides and then stamped on them. And then on these two, I put some of those little, you go in Hobby Lobby and they have those little diamond things where they're in the shape of a flower and you can cut one of them off and stick it on there and the butterfly. And okay, then I did check this particular kind of cardboard, whatever this is. I think it's like food. Actually, no, I think it's more of this that I got from like lace and stuff, because the front was white. I didn't paint them. I just sprayed oxide on them and then put stamps on them. So you can decorate them with stamps. You can spray them. You can dye them. These are bingo chips that I got out of a bingo game. Oh, and that one slid after I glued it. I got these out of a bingo game that I bought at a thrift store. And I decided to keep the chips. I mean, I didn't know what I was going to use them for, but now I will say this, these ones are really thick. So if I want to poke a hole in there to like make a charm out of it, that's going to be a tough sell. I'm not saying you can't do it, but these are probably better suited to use like a button. Center of a flower, that's got a little bird on it. This is a scrap piece of wallpaper. I mean, you can decorate them with anything. And then for this one, I stuck one of those little flowers in the middle of it. And it's still got some of its plastic on there that I wasn't able to get off, I guess. Oh, that doesn't look great. But anyway, I painted it with copper paint because they're blue. You might be able to see it peeking out from under there. Anyway, the surface of them is blue. So I painted it with copper paint and then stuck that on there. And I think that would look really cute in the center of a flower. But anyway, so chipboard embellishments. Now, something that we're going to look at later on in this week. Actually, next thing we're going to look at was ribbon embellishments, it's these. I call them breast cancer ribbons just because that's what they remind me of. But, I mean, these make really cute centers for these. Like that. I mean, I would hot glue it, so I'd have to. I actually like that on there, so I want to go ahead and But I mean, we have all kinds of them, and you can use your little, depending on how big you make them. I mean, obviously, if you make it too small, these aren't going to work, but I mean, that's a stamp with coffee beans. Here's one with a little flower. You can even use the square ones, although they are kind of big, so. Anyway, so I made a bunch of them, and as you can see, some of them turned out better than others. So you just take this. Oh, don't do that. I know it's not supposed to be a crafting video. Guys, you know me. I get off on these tangents, and I feel like I don't know, there's a piece of me that thinks they don't want to just watch you go through stuff that they already sat and watch you make. But, I mean, anyway, so there. So I used the chipboard embellishments on the ribbon embellishments, the ribbon embellishments were day 84. So these were a Tina's mass make. And then on the mass make video, I did a few of them. Here's one of those chipboard circles. Looks cute on there. So there's this one. I could put the coffee beans on it. Put it in a coffee journal. How cute would that be? Okay, so let's do this. I asked this, throughout my time doing the mass makes. Did anybody else do these? Do you have, favorites? Which ones do you like to use? We did this one with a little fabric, embroidered flowers, more buttons. So you can use all kinds of things to decorate these. A popular one is wax seals, if you've got those. I haven't done wax seals yet. Might put all of these together in one, embellished or not, and then put all the chipboard thingies in here. Okay, so day 83 was chipboard embellishments, and day 84 was ribbon embellishments. Honestly, I would make embellishments and charms out of my chipboard scraps, just because, the only other thing to do with them is pitch them. So if you're not going to make something out of them, then they're going in the trash. The next one was fabric toppers. I didn't pull any toppers out. Or did I? Hang on. Okay, here are my fabric toppers. These are the two on camera that I finished. And as you can see, I have not put them on a book yet. These are a lot of fun to make. I would sit and mass make these. My thing about it is these are very similar to these, which we will be making, which come in a different video later down the road. This is flips. So you could sit and make, now flips are usually decorated so that the idea is that you flip the layers up. Toppers tend to be more decorated so that you're bordering, like this one that's not been done yet. I've got border lace on here and something down at the bottom, and then I put a focal point on it. So they're a little bit different. If I was going to make a flip out of this, all of this stuff would be more centered, kind of to flip up, right? But you could get all your fabric scraps and make toppers and flips at the same time. Would I mass make these? I have them marked here as a mass make. If you watch in the video, it's a rough run. I think if I was able to sit down and process my fabric into manageable squares, which I need to do anyway, I would probably sit down and layer stuff up and do that sort of thing. Now, I did watch somebody else use fabric in toppers differently. So it was paper and then fabric on top and then, a pocket or something, and then you would embellish this up. And I've got two of them here, and then I have one that I finished. It's this one. This is not the way Tina made them. This was different. So that's got a belly band tuck spot thing, but there's fabric on it. So I know that's totally off the point. But if I was going to get out my fabric and work on stuff like this, I would probably do multiple projects at the same time, if that makes sense. So this was toppers. Love them. I've gotten to the point I've gotten to the point where I like anything that gives like texture, something different, that's not just paper. Okay, the next thing was cluster bases. Okay, so we make these little cluster bases like this, right? Where you take something neutral, something patterned, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the formula is. That one's book page and music paper and wallpaper. This one, and then I take these simple ones and you build them up. So I would take this simple one and put it on packing paper, or stick it in one of those cluster books that everybody makes, or, you know, something like that. Although this might be considered backwards. Normally you make the cluster book and then you stack in the book, but either way, as long as you get the cluster done. I feel like sometimes for me it's easier to build, it's almost easier to build down than it is to build up. I don't know if that makes sense, but then I take the simple cluster and I put it on, like the dictionary page, the stripes, and the music were my simple cluster. And I stuck that down, and then I put some lace and the birds on it. And that cluster's probably not finished. I would probably put some sort of a focal point on it. Then I had this one, and I stuck it down to packing paper. I started sticking fabric in my clusters too, because I think that's, you know, or lace. This one has doily and a little fabric flower. And then this one has fabric in it. So, and then the one I have here, oh yeah, is all kinds of, this is dictionary paper and music paper and scrapbook paper, and then a fabric, there's a digital back there that you can't see anymore, and then a fabric flower. So the clusters are fun. Now, if you don't have them in a cluster book, you need a place to store them. As far as mass making clusters, I have tried on several occasions to mass make clusters. I love being able to go into my clusters and say, hey, I'd really like to put this on something, or hey, this really goes with something. So would I mass make them? It's pretty much the only way to make them. I feel like you finally get tired of watching your scrap pile get huge, so you pull it out, rip it into pieces, and stick it down to whatever. All right. So yeah, that would be a mass make. Okay. This pocket that we're about to do, I probably wouldn't make any more of, if I'm honest. I don't mind the pocket itself. It's a flip up with a pocket back here and a pocket up here, but they have a little flip on them. So the pocket is back here, and then you've got this little flap on the front of it. So I would either cut the flap off, separate them, or both. See, here's another one with a flap. Now the pockets are really pretty, don't get me wrong. And this is all supposed to be journaling space. So you flip this up, and notice I used a paper with lines on it. This is a nice journaling space that ends in a pocket, which is great. I would probably take this off of here. I'm not sure I like having both those flips on there. Here's another one. I found this piece of fabric. I cut a notch in this one, but I found this piece of fabric and I thought it would look really cute across there. So, you know, maybe I do something like that. Or you could glue this down this way and have a pocket back here and then a pocket that way on top of each other. I, for my money, will cut these off of here. Let's just do one. This is how these mass make videos, these revisit videos get longer. But in the same token, I feel like it's good to, if you're going to revisit it, you might as well revisit it, right? I don't know why I'm doing that. Just flip it over and cut it off, Cindy. There. Okay, and then you could use this in the pocket. Okay, and same with this one. We're going to cut it off. Well, I think I'm going to cut it off. What the heck? Okay, and use it in the pocket. That's more my speed. that I would use. So that's what I would do with them. I personally don't like the little flappy thing on the front. The other one that I won't make again would be these tuck pockets. So I've already glued these at the bottom, so I can't really show you. But these tucks, it's like the self-tucking envelopes we did in the last set. These untuck from one another. And when they untuck from one another, you get, okay, so it's like this. I have one that I cut apart. Okay, so it's a piece of paper like this that you fold in half and you fold in thirds and then you fold all the corners in. And then you put it together. When you put it together, you put it together and these tuck into one another like that. Okay, and that's how you get the pocket. I opened all of mine, well, most of mine, not my decorated ones, because they were already glued. I opened all of mine up and cut them in half, okay? And then what I did, as you can see, I found paper that I liked with it, and I covered the back, and then I just glued them as pockets like this. Same with this one. I just glued it. So I cut them up, and I have a bunch of little pockets now. See, I took the paper from one of these, so I cut one of these up, cut this out of here, stuck it on the other pocket, and then I had the free triangles, which you can just use as corner tucks. So the whole thing got used. The example I could do would be this one. So, well, no, I don't want to do that because I want to put something flowery or something back there. But anyway, so that's what I did. Oh. Where's the gnome one? Well, it's a divided pocket. Which is what these are, except they have more layers. So it's a pocket there, and then a pocket in there, and then a pocket back there, and a pocket back there. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a pocket in there. So, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of space to put lots of little tags and little tickets and little things. But I don't, you know me, guys, I'm not too into the, although I do have a haul coming. I don't know if they're going to coincide or not, where I have some paper that has spots already set for photos that you could put these in and just have a little pocket on the page instead of a photo. Anyway, I know. I'm fumbling around. This is going to be the longest one of these videos I've done so far. Okay, day 80. Those were easy fold and tuck multi-pockets. That was day 88, in case you're keeping track or you see something that you want to go revisit. This does not go with these. I don't know why that's here, but it's not one of these. Okay, this one, on day 89, we did 2 pockets because I want to say when I was watching Tina's, at the time I did this, she was in her 200s, so she had 3 series of these out. Although I was running in tandem with her 200s, so by the time I got to 89, I don't think she had gotten that far. I don't think she was up to 289 yet. However, her 89 and her 189, I don't think they were the same, which is why I have 2 pockets in mine. So I have these, and I don't remember which was which. These are also a pocket that I cut apart. So it was a tube that you made like this, and you put book page in at either end. And then the idea was to tuck it would be folded like that, unevenly. And then you would tuck it on the bottom of a page. So you get a pocket on one side and a pocket on the other. Okay. I preferred cutting them apart and just having them as book page lined pockets. And as you can see, I have not glued them together yet. That one's got book page in it. This one hasn't been decorated yet. And then these, I put a piece of scrapbook paper in the middle of them. So, I mean, you can decorate them any way you want. I still don't think I've glued them closed yet. But I would not make that tube thing that folds over a page. I didn't like that as much. I think my issue with the wraparounds in some cases, especially when you start getting thick because you've doubled the paper or whatever, is when you wrapped it around, it's got that little lip. Because when you fold two pieces of paper around each other, one pushes the other one a little bit. It has that little lip because it can't sit flush. I don't know if I'm making sense or not. The other pocket that we did was this. This is a little corner. So you'd stick it on a page like that. Pocket there. Pocket there. Now, if you use an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, the whole piece, you're going to get a pocket that is 6 inches on one side or more, a little more. I think I used 9-inch pieces of paper when I did it at 9 inches wide, and I had to cut them. But all you have to do when you make them, okay, I'm going to show you. We're going to do one of these. Okay, so this is made by, I need a center. Okay, so all I do is I put my paper like this. I do not score it. I just pinch right there. Okay, and then I'm going to fold my paper to center as triangles and try to keep your triangle as straight as you can. Okay, so I fold that one. And they should line up at the bottom if they're centered. Okay, so we're going to fold it like that. I like these little wraparound pockets. Now this is the only pocket that I make where you glue on top of your triangle. And try not to get glue. This is a misprint of one of my digitals. This is, I can't remember what, I think I changed the name of it in my shop. It used to be called Knock, and now I think it's called Shabby Floral Doors or something like that. It still has the same inspiration. I probably should have folded it just to get it right before I did the gluing, but you basically fold it to you're trying to fold it at your seam where your triangles came to. Oh yeah, I definitely should have folded it before I glued it. Okay, well that should still work. I gotta cut there anyway. So, all right, so you get it all glued down. I don't like to glue, you don't want glue to come in the middle of that seam where you folded, so I try to wipe away from the middle. Okay, and then you're gonna cut along here. Don't cut your folds. This is one of those times where you really don't want to cut your folds. Okay, and then we're going to cut down the other side. Every once in a while, I like to do at least one thing where we make something in these videos. Okay, and then you've got a triangle, right? And I was like, oh, I think I said this when we made the video. Oh, so you fold it around like that, and it goes on a page, like that, right? So you would fold it around your page. No. First of all, let's see how wide this leg is. Okay, so this leg is under 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 3/4. Now, depending on your page width, because obviously you don't want the tip hanging off your page, what you're going to do is you're going to cut this open. So all you have to do is decide, maybe I only want it 5.5 inches, so maybe I'm going to take 1/4 inch off of here. I don't know if that translates in the angles, but we're going to try it and see. Okay, so I'm going to cut this open, and voila, your pocket. I mean, it's cute, right? I think these are great. Would I mass make these? I mean, I would make them. This is an off print from from my digital kit. Like I said, as you can see, the colors are real bright and weird. I don't know, if I'm honest. if I would mass make these. What do I have them down as? I have them down as I would not make the first one at all again. My corner got glue in it, so it's not open, so it won't go. I can't get paper into the corner. So I got to go in there and open it back up again. You got to be careful about the glue. Because if it doesn't open all the way to the corner, you can't get it up flush with your page. Okay, there. Now, oh, did we get this right? Did this end up being 5.5 then? Yeah, that 1/4 inch does translate. Okay. Anyway, all right. Yes, I like these. Would I mass make them? I would probably make these project specific because I would have to have a specific page where I wanted to hug it with one of these. So it would have to be project specific. I'll show you what I did with in this journal that I still haven't finished because I've been not home. One of these pockets, I have a corner pocket right here. This was one of these. And basically what I did was I glued it down. So I glued it on the page like that so that it's a double pocket. Pocket, right? So it's got a pocket back here and then it's got a pocket in the triangle. And that was one of the ones I made in the video. Okay, enough yammering. Because we're not even done yet. Although we are up to 90. We're on the last day, guys. Okay, so 90 was... Let me get this. Okay, 90 is these. A tag. Remember when we made the faux envelopes that flip down? Right? For journaling space. Basically what she did was she took a tag and she took one of her faux envelopes. Remember I was telling you you could glue these in. And she stuck it on her tag as a pocket. So you can stick something back there. I keep pulling on it and it keeps trying to tear off. It's just coffee dyed note paper from a notepad. So there's a pocket there and then you undo the thing and you fold it down. Now I have a ton of these already made, and remember when we made bases? I think one of Tina's mass makes was bases. And we just made all of these like different size tags and bookmarks and cards and right? Okay. Well, I had these made and I have these cards. Now, I think, was it that one? I think it was that one because it fit. Yeah. So you could take it. It doesn't have to be a tall card. So you just take the little envelope flip out thing that you have and you glue it down as a pocket. And I'm going to do these because I found places that I wanted to put them. And then I'm going to let you go. And we are almost there, guys. We are looking at the end of the list. We got 91 through 100 next video. Okay, just glue down. Go running off all over the place. It was sliding everywhere. That's just a sign that I put too much glue on it. I know, but okay. So we have that one, and it folds down for journaling space. Lots of journaling space. And then, you know me, guys, I have told you guys before, I like these 3D stickers as holds for these. So there's a tag with a little thing on it. All right, and then I was looking at this one, and I said, you know what? We could put this blue one on here. And then I thought about it. I made these. This isn't what Tina did, but I made these. These are tag tucks that I made from like greeting cards and stuff, where you cut the images that you like out of the greeting card, make the tags 2 different sizes, glue them together, back them with book page so that you don't have a It's smooth. And then there you go. It's a tuck. You stick it in your book, and it's an interesting tuck. Okay, and I thought it would be really cute to stick this on here. I mean, isn't that cute? And it adds a little something extra to the pocket. And I'm sticking it over in this corner because that's kind of, I mean, I don't want to cover up the sunflower. You could center it, I guess. But I think I'm going to stick it over here to the side. So we're going to put this one on. I think this is the longest revisit yet. I'll probably edit some of it out. Useless yammering that you don't need. I mean, they're not supposed to be a step-by-step, here's how you make this. The whole point of it is to direct you back to the video that it came from, and I'm sure that's what all of you are saying. You know, like, we can go see the video for the process. But every once in a while, I run into one where I'm like, you know what? We're just going to do an example. It's usually a favorite or one that's easy. So I'm showing you how quick and easy it is, or, you know, anything like that. I thought it was funny that I found this one because it was blue like this, and I had used a sunflower to close it. Now the inside probably needs inking or something, but I mean, it's cute. Ooh, that's a tough tuck. You have to kind of sideways it. All right, so there's that one, and that's a tuck. And then down the bottom of the tuck, you can roll that out and write on it. Okay, and then this one, I was debating. I didn't know if I wanted to put it on the brick, like that, or on here, like that. I kind of like it on there. I know that's a lot, but I still kind of like it. And you'll notice this one doesn't have a closure yet, so it's going to have to get a closure. It could be that I make one like I made this one. If you go back and watch my video, you can see how I made this closure for this one. I do that a lot if I don't have something to use. Like a 3D sticker is usually my go-to. But if I don't have one that's either the right size or the right, a lot of times it has to do with size, because the 3D stickers tend to be bigger. Sometimes it's hard to find one that fits on something this small. I like these. I think they're kind of a neat use of the little envelope. Okay, so that. Now, because the envelopes are just folded, and it's just a strip folded, if this is hanging over on either side, like it hangs over a tad on that side, you can just trim it. It'll trim the whole strip at once. The only thing that it might do is make this piece, this little part here, wider than this one here. That's the only thing you might get. But other than that, there you go. All right, so that was day 90. Guys, we're almost done. And I cannot believe that I did 45 minutes worth of yammering about 10 projects. I can't wait to see what I do with the last set. You know what else I noticed is I'm not saving any of them to go into that little journal that I told you at the end, which is why I'm making the list, because now I'm going to have to go back and find everything. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for listening to me ramble, and God bless you for being here, and I will see you guys with the last 10, 91 through 100. Bye-bye.